There's a saying in Asia that when two elephants fight, the ground beneath them actually becomes trampled and upset. What is happening now, it seems, in American politics, the fact that there are those two brutes that are getting together, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and what is happening to the people as a result of that. In my day in Congress, we used to have something called comity, and that word seems to have been deleted from the dictionary of politics here in Washington. But we're fortunate today in having someone who's had a long interest and a role in not only comity, but trying to bring this country together. His name is Chairman John Conyers, Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. John, it's good to have you with us.
Greetings, Lester Wolf. My former colleague, we were sworn in the same day, same place, and you served a very long and brilliant career.
Well, thank you.
We miss you.
Well, thank you. With the situation being what it is, I don't miss this place at all. Anyway, John, is there any chance that there will be something like comity and the end of all this bickering or worrying about the 2012 election and getting to the business of the people?
The chances are not awfully great at this time because, unfortunately, everybody is gearing up for the next election. We just left a midterm election. Midterm elections are notorious for poor turnouts and people not paying much attention. There's no presidential candidate running. There are all the House members are up, and a third of the Senate. But by and large, and some governors, but by and large, it's an election that, unless something happens, like what happened on November the 2nd in the United States, where for the first time in a long time, the Republicans wrested control of the House. They won by I think it was 60 members. Mm-hmm. They took over the House, which means after January the 5th, you technically won't have to call me chairman anymore because this is a winner-take-all situation. Whoever gets more than 218 Democrats or Republicans, they control the House. Anybody else are the minority party, and the best they can do is have a ranking member on every committee.
What role do you think that you will have as a ranking member? What changes do you
relatively
forecast?
A very small role. I mean, here's the chairman sets the agenda. Now, chairmen that are respectful of their colleagues, like I like to think I am, I consult with the minority ranking member, and I let him know about my plans, and if he has any suggestions or additional things that he'd like to see done, I accommodate him wherever I can.
Well, now, you as chairman of the Judiciary Committee, the Judiciary Committee is really the lawyers of the House.
That's right. For years, until recently, you had to be a lawyer to go on the committee.
Mm-hmm. But now, what role do you see for the Judiciary Committee, what with stories being told that the Republicans are going to come in with investigations all over the place? Now, isn't that usurping some of the powers of the Judiciary Committee, which is supposed to do that type of thing, I understand?
Well, that's one of our big responsibilities, but it isn't exclusive. Mm-hmm. For example, the Government Reform Committee can hold hearings and investigations and oversight hearings, and they have the power, every committee does, to subpoena witnesses if they want to. What's a little disturbing here, though, is that some of the future chairmen are asserting that they're going to hold hearings every day in the week, and they're going to subpoena people from the administration, and if they don't come forward, they're going to bring them in by one form or another.
Well, during the period when you were chairman, or have been chairman, and you're still chairman today, did you launch any major investigations?
Oh, absolutely. I had plenty of investigations. As a matter
were they political, or were they investigations on subject matter that would be important to the people generally?
Well, just going back and reviewing the jurisdiction of the Judiciary Committee, we have jurisdiction over the Department of Justice. We have jurisdiction over any constitutional amendments.
And impeachment.
And we are the place that impeachment occurs. We also have jurisdiction over trademark patents and copyrights, which is a growing area. We have jurisdiction over interstate treaties between states, and we have jurisdiction over our federal corrections system. So that begins to give you a picture of the kind of work that we do. You can't do it without having investigations first to determine.
Well, that's the whole hearing process, I take it.
Exactly, that's right. It is.
Have you been talking to some of your colleagues who are extant, who are now still in the Congress, about what the future holds in the way of your committee?
We haven't begun those discussions yet. We're going to have a Christmas party, and it's bipartisan. Myself and the ranking member have the party together, and after we've had the Christmas holiday spirit and the good cheer, and then we'll start talking about what the future holds for him and I.
We want to go back for a moment now to our local stations, and if you will, we'll take a moment of recess, and then we'll come back to you.